Welcome back, everybody. This is episode number 12, right?
Yes.
I thought I got confused. But yeah, it's episode number 12, and today we're going to be talking. It's an exciting time of the year. It's almost the end of 2022. We're moving on to 2023. And in this episode, we're going to be doing some recaps, some resolutions, and
some predictions.
Some predictions.
2023.
Yeah, some predictions. And thank you for tuning in. Like we said, episode number 12.
The last one in Nos Vamos podcast.
Yes, and I'm Jorge, and I'm
Fabi.
Yeah, okay. And but yeah, let's go right into it.
Yes.
We're gonna do first like a recap.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to go ahead and kind of like recap
sure.
this?
Yes. So when we were talking about a recap, we noticed that honestly, January through April, nothing much exciting happened, right?
Just working.
Yeah, we did have some events here and there, but the major events came once we hit May.
Yes.
So in May, for those that don't know, I turned 21, and that was really fun. I was really looking forward to that. Everybody that turns 21, obviously, that's the moment of like freedom, literally.
Right.
No matter where you go, you're 21, and now you can do everything. So that happened, and then we made the big decision about moving out, right? We already did a separate episode about that, but we moved out, and that right there, I mean, it was good. It was good. Like, we're going to get into it a little later, but basically when we moved in, everything was awesome. It was honestly the best of both worlds, like, in both our families and us. It was a big move for us, but that's when we made that step.
Yeah. And it was a really big move, and if you guys want to hear more about that, they could also go to our episode that we talked to, which is moving out before marriage.
Yep.
But that was a big time in our life because it's like no more parents, like it's out to the real world, pay rent, pay bills, water.
Right. And
dog
that's
rent.
when, exactly.
So.
And that's when we also decided, like, once we move out, like, that's it. Like, we're not moving back in, right? See, let's get it. Obviously, we're going to work hard to not have to do that. But I'm just saying, like, moving out is a big step. It's like you don't want to take a step back. Like, you already took that step forward. So now we're here. We moved out.
Yeah.
But yeah, babe. So then what happened?
So what happened after that is in August, I kind of started taking over the restaurant completely. Yeah. Before then, my mom was kind of helping me with the operation.
Correct.
The daily operations of the business.
And I was on the side helping you guys, but it was just you and your mom there physically.
Yes, and then in August, that's when everything, kind of changed, and I kind of took over, and I kind of had to talk with my mom, like thank you for, starting the business, but let me, take over, like I have a lot of ideas, and it's kind of because we kind of like clashed, a lot of the time because we're really similar, but our goals for the restaurant were different. Mm-hmm. And so that's why we clashed a lot. But we came to an agreement, you know what, let me do this, like I'm going to do my best. Trust me, I don't want it to fail.
No.
It's like a lot of people do that, like they get something and then they just let it go because it was given, but not to me.
Right. And we want to get into a different episode about that because we were talking about that the other day, and we realized how at our age, it's something very different compared to other people our age. They don't have like that same experience. So we kind of wanted to share a little bit about that, like how it is actually owning something, because long story short, when we post that other episode, what we're going to mainly be talking about is that even though you're handed over something, it's not as, I got it, let me get my check every other week or whatever you do. No,
it's a lot
now
of
it's
work.
Maintaining. Now it's like building it. So we're going to get into that in a separate episode, but I think that'd be a good conversation for those who are curious, especially because we are a younger group audience. I don't know. We have a younger audience, so it'd be cool.
Yeah, and then since we're young, we can probably inspire other young people as well.
Correct.
And then also in August we went to Grupo Firme, right?
Oh yeah.
And then that was fun.
That was fun.
That
was fun, you guys. Like Grupo Firme, as y'all know, like after 2020, you would say, they started blowing up, right? And this year, I think they did their stadium tour.
Right.
So it was like super exciting, and I was always wanting to go. Like honestly, I wasn't really a Grupo Firme fan like that up until like whenever they released the tour, like saying like, oh, we're gonna go on tour, like, because even though I was hearing them, I wasn't really into it. But then they blew up like crazy, and I just kind of kept hearing the music, and we got excited.
So didn't they blow up during COVID?
Yes, you were telling me that.
Yeah, because they used to do like live concerts, and my parents would like listen to them and drink.
Yeah.
Like if they were in
that's
the
what I was
concert.
saying. Like you guys were more like hearing it before I even
Right.
heard about it.
So they definitely got popular during COVID, and then once that got out, like it's just like erupted. Like everybody wanted to go see them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
so
it was
gave
fun.
us time to kind of like learn the songs, build it up, and honestly, I came to love them. Like it was such a cool
It's a
experience.
good show.
They put on a show. It's not just a concert. So I
Right.
think that's what we liked most about it. But yeah,
For sure.
that was dope. So I'm glad
For
we
sure.
mentioned that.
Mm-hmm.
And then moving on to September, I made the big step, which I think I mentioned this in another video. We didn't really go into deep about it, but basically it was Life After High School video, our episode. That's
Yes.
when I decided to quit my job in September. And that was a really risky decision. Honestly, I didn't think it all the way through, if I'm being really honest with you guys. As we talked about, since Jorge was taking ownership of the restaurant, I was like, you know what? Okay, let me quit my job and we'll go full time with the restaurant. And even though it's good, it's also bad because now you're trying to pay a total of 3 people, not just you and your mom. Now it's like me too. And the restaurant.
Keep in mind also, sorry,
Go
the
ahead.
loans and everything that we own back to the restaurant.
Exactly.
And so it's not just my
Right.
pay, it's also my mom, the inversionista, right?
Right, yes.
The bank, and then so it's a lot of stuff that gets paid.
Yeah, so I didn't really think about it all the way through. And also with owning a business, no matter what business it is, you're always looking out for your employees, the bills, and of course like loans like that need to get paid. The reason why I'm bringing that up is because when you own a business, since you have to do all of those things, sometimes you did a good week and you have enough to pay yourself, and sometimes you didn't do a good week and you can't pay yourself. So now that we were just fully reliant on the restaurant, that really did take a toll on us. And like, it was me that I made an impulsive decision. You even questioned me like, are you sure? Like, and I'm like, yeah, no, we're good. Like everything's really looking good. But right now you can say everything is good, and then 2-3 weeks from then things go south, But anyways, so that's when that happened.
And then I also wanted to mention, so it's kind of weird, right? Because people hear that like you quit your job and it's just me at the restaurant. So they're probably like, how the hell are they doing it, like moving out, right?
Yeah.
Because like we don't just pay rent and the bills, right? Like, okay, we pay rent, the bills, we pay, like we said, dog rent. We pay dog food, we pay for our food, we have to go out, right? We have to go on vacation, we pay 2 cars, insurance. So it's like so many bills, and people are probably wondering like how do you do it? Like you don't even, like you quit your job.
Right.
And I mean, honestly, it's just like hustling, like just hustle and doing side jobs, and just doing the best I can with the restaurant to make sure that we can get a paycheck, right? Because a lot of people have it like wrong, right? They think, okay, you own a restaurant, like depends what type of restaurant, right? But keep in mind, like we are a taqueria.
And we're also just starting. It's not like we're 5 years in, and it'd be a different story, I'm sure, in 5 years, right? We're barely 2.5 years in, so it's still fairly new,
And for those people that don't know, a restaurant, I mean, it's one of the lowest margin of profits of business that you can start, and it's the hardest to keep. So it's the hardest, and it's the lowest profit. So it's like if you open up a restaurant, you're just stupid, to be honest. But I love it. No, but it's because honestly, like think about it. Like you invest so much of your time and everything for a little bit of margin, but it's really rewarding.
You do, and it takes time to get that back. But especially when you're first starting.
Right.
Like I said, maybe 5 years into your restaurant, you already exceed like your clientele and everything.
But
so in those 5 years, you will get your money back eventually.
Yes. So it's just a slow process.
It's a slow process. So whenever you go full time, in our situation, right, where we're fully reliant on that, it was a big mistake. So then before we get a little deeper into that, because we kind of got ahead of ourselves, once that happened, where I quit my job, everything was good for like a solid 2-3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
We ended up going to Colorado. We had already bought the tickets for that like a month prior, I believe. And then when we got back, like a week later, we had the Bad Bunny concert, which World Hottest Tour. Again, I bought those tickets like in February, I swear. But yeah, no, so we went to Bad Bunny and everything was awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome.
That was like obviously the World Hottest Tour.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted to go. So it was really badass that we got to go. It was really cool, really exciting. Everybody loves Bad Bunny. He's blown up like crazy. But, we went and it was awesome. But
we were having our problems. Like somewhat like during that whole concert and doing all that stuff, we were already having
That's what
some
I'm saying. Like,
problems.
we were good for 2-3 weeks. We went to Colorado, everything was good. But then that 1 week after, the week, literally, I think the week of, that's when we
Yeah.
kind of started seeing, like, oh, like, I didn't get a
Yeah.
check. And I'm like, oh, God. And then we're like, oh, what are we going to do? What are we going to do?
Yeah.
But anyways, October hits. Because I think, like I said, September, I was trying to figure it out. I'm like, okay, let's just go. And we were losing some employees. So with the restaurant, especially, like I said, it's still new. So you're probably going to have to be in there for a little bit while you build your employees and you kind of see, like, who's good to keep and who's
Yeah.
good to, like, have around and who are the people that just don't care and, like, stuff like that, right? So we had to get super strict on that. That was one thing. And then once I was able to, like, kind of back off, that's when we kind of said, like, okay, now it's time to really focus on what are we going to do, because we don't get to have the money that we used to. We don't get to have the money that he was making and then that I was making with my job. So we had to split. And, you know, that's when, like I said, October was really such a big, like, stressful, like, it was a hard month. Literally, it was such a hard month. I feel that we were, like, constantly fighting and arguing, and I don't know why I'm getting emotional.
Don't get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways,
It's okay.
you talk about it.
Yeah.
Well, like,
No, so basically, yeah, after, like you were saying, like after Bad Bunny, the concert, like it's when we were realizing, like, wait, like that's when I think we were trying to plan another trip after that, even after
Yeah.
finding out that I didn't get a check, you know? So I'm like,
Yeah.
that's when I'm like, wait. That's when I personally, I'm the one who, like, I'm not trying to say I'm the one who caused it, but I'm the,
No, it is true. It's
I'm
true.
the ignition. But,
Yeah.
That's probably the wrong word.
No,
But it
he
was like the
simply,
spark.
he was the one that was like, you know what?
But I literally
Let's
had to
get
talk with her.
legit. Yeah.
Yeah, I had a talk with her. I sat her down, and we had an argument because she really wanted to go on a trip, and I'm like, no, we cannot
Yeah.
go on a trip. Like, I'm tired. I'm done. Like, we need to focus. We need to just pay more attention to our business. You know,
Yeah.
like we don't even have the or like we didn't get a paycheck. How are we gonna plan a trip, right? Like
Right.
first, what I was just trying to say is first let's get our shit in order.
Mhm.
It might take a year. It might take 2. I don't know. But then after we get our shit in order, then let's go on a trip. That's what
Yeah.
I was trying to. And at the moment we were arguing, but then thankfully she like understood what I was
Yeah.
trying to say
Mhm.
right there.
Yeah.
And
No.
there was actually 2 moments where I was like, wait, hold up. you know what I mean? Like there was, but I can talk about that later on. It was, but basically it's like, so I told you that was like one realization.
Mhm. Mhm.
And then we started getting better, but then we you know, like everything, we start slacking, and then you get used to the slack.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then that's when I had another talk to you, like
Uh-huh.
2 weeks later. Like, wait, hold up,
Yeah.
no, like let's stop. Like I'm, like, you know, like let's just get more serious. Like our fitness, let's start tracking. Let's start going to the gym. Let's start getting more, you know, like just hustling. You know, just
Mhm.
hustling.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, in October, well, like he already mentioned, we were trying to go on a trip, and I was trying to be stubborn and be like, okay, we have the money, but anyways, to make it really short and sweet, things did not work out the way that I expected them to, especially after I quit my job, so that was, like, a hard hit to take, but at the end of the day, like, I was saying, Jorge, like, honestly, it was what needed to happen, because had I not done that, we wouldn't have started the podcast. We wouldn't have
No.
gotten strict with our fitness and what we were
Yep.
doing, because we were so, ever since I turned 21 in May, literally I was on party.
Yeah, we were going out a
Going
lot.
concert, go to this, go
I was
out,
drinking
go
so
with our
much.
friends, like stuff like that, right? And I had the time of my life. I don't regret it. I really
Bruh.
don't. But I had to understand that I'm an adult now. I moved
Mhm.
out. Like, it wasn't just like, okay, we're good. Like, I literally came to the point where I was like, todo iba muy bien, and then I let myself go, and I had never done that. I was like really
Yeah.
stressing on the fact that I was always so organized with my money. I always had everything good, and it got really ugly really soon, really
Yeah.
fast. But all this to say, like, we noticed that happened, and once we just had to start, what is it, like, cutting corners, you know?
Mhm.
Let's get serious in every way. First thing is first, the restaurant. The restaurant is giving you the money, like giving your check.
Just focus on that.
I need to go do something else, right?
Mhm.
So we started focusing on our employees. Okay, who we're keeping and who doesn't want to be here no more. And little by little, like, we didn't even fire anybody. Like, it was almost like God helped us, saying, like,
Yeah.
this person
Was-
is leaving, this
hold on.
person this person that, and it kind of just worked out.
Mhm. It did kind of work out, but it was a really it was like a whole rebuilding, like probably it's like starting again. Like you had your
Yeah.
employees for 3 years, But and they were good employees, but
For 2 years.
they were not for 2 years, but they weren't that ideal employee. So it's kind of like this whole recycle where we had to start over again. Okay, new employee.
Yeah.
I had to be there. I had to teach him, and then thankfully, just things work out.
That's what
they're
I'm saying.
supposed to
Like, it
do.
was like God, like, helped us
Yeah.
with the situation. Because I'm telling you, like, God literally brought the correct people into our lives.
Right.
And it helped us, like, make it so much better. So our
Yes.
clientele, our employees, like, that was built almost on its own. But it did take us to get
Just on
serious
hard
and
work.
saying, like, let's just focus. You know, let's focus on the restaurant. Let's focus on the important things that, one, the restaurant is the only thing that is providing our check right now.
Mhm.
So it's like we need to focus on this. Whatever else happens right now, it doesn't even matter.
Right.
So we started, you know, doing all of that. And like I said, God was helping us truly.
Yeah.
Like, I truly believe that, because we did not go out and find these people. Like, you know, they came to us.
They came.
So I'm
And
telling
it's
you.
kind of weird because like during the whole process of from when we opened to up until that point where I decided to rebuild everything,
Mhm.
I always like it needs to run by itself. Like the restaurant needs to run by itself. Like that was always my I need to like.
Right.
But-
And that's
but
also
then-
what messed us up.
And that
you know?
also messed us up. But then in the long run, I saw, okay, when I got serious, okay, I'm gonna
Yeah.
rebuild this restaurant. I'm not worried about. I might be here 2 years, 1 year, or months. I don't care. But I'm gonna be here, and I'm just gonna slowly work without that mentality. Just let kind of God take the wheel, literally.
Exactly.
And slowly, one day I'm like, wait, I don't even have to be there no more.
I know.
you know.
Literally.
So that's just how it works. Like the more you seek for it, like bad, like it's good, but it's also good to sometimes just do a lot of work and then day in and day out and things just start happening.
Yeah.
Without having to force it.
Exactly.
I guess that's the point.
So once that happened, right? Ya se nos acomodó todo ahí. Then it was like getting serious. Like literally since then, we even spoke to somebody because we have a food provider called US Foods, and they
Yes,
have like somebody
the
that
best.
can help you kind of coach like yourself and the way
Yeah.
of like how to make your profit, how to calculate your food costs, like all of these things that really matter as the
Yes.
owner, looking
Uh-huh.
on it as a broad perspective, not just the daily like the daily duties. It was like the overall. And that also helped us. I swear to you, I think we've been working on this project of our food costs and like how to get it up, because all of that goes hand in hand. It's not
Yes.
just us to get a bigger check.
Yeah.
No, it's simply to be able to pay our employees more. It's simply to get the money that we need to pay our bills so nobody is struggling. Like building our business to be a business, a profitable business, you
Right.
know? So that's what also we've been working on, especially you.
Yeah.
And
Which we're
had
still
we
working.
not
you know.
gotten, like, that's what I'm saying, like, all of these things, it was like, pause everything on the outside, just focus on yourself, and not yourself, but focus on the restaurant, because it's a baby,
Right.
especially like we said, it was handed to us. We can't just be okay with, we have it, that's it, right?
Yeah.
We can't get comfortable. So all of this happened, and then pues ya de ahí, pues we've been good, we've been better, and I've had to, I tried going back to my job. It didn't work, but that's okay. But yeah, I had to realize that, you know what, ponte las pilas, straight up.
Yeah.
Like, I cannot just be here lollygagging in La La Land.
Yeah.
Because we wanted to have, like, I wanted to do this project. I wanted to have a podcast. I wanted us to do this. But the stress of not having money was so, like crazy,
Yeah.
It takes over you so bad. So, anyways, like, I'm just glad that October happened, because I tell you, it was such a big hit. And it was, like, this close to being our downfall. But we were like, no. Like,
Yeah.
we don't care
No, yeah.
how it needs to happen. I'm going to go and bust my ass, literally, and go work jobs or, like, find something
Right.
on the side, right? You, too, in your little time that you had, because you
Yeah.
were focused on the restaurant. That's
Yeah.
all we had to do. Like, this is literally our baby. I didn't even care. It was at the point where it was like, if I lose my apartment, at this point, it's like, I'd rather do that than lose a whole business. It was really hard. Like, when I look back, it's like, it was a really, 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 really tough time. And nobody knew, and nobody needed to know. It's just something that you and I had to get ourselves out of, literally. And thankfully, it was, with the help of God, literally, because that's the only one that can help us in this situation. In the sense of, like, just praying. That's more in, like, a religious conversation. But I'm just saying, like, all you can do is literally work, and pray and hope for the best, literally. I'm sure if you work at something, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
So-
No matter how long it takes, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
For sure. Just every day,
that's
just
what
grind it
October was about. It was just grind.
Mhm.
grind.
Mm-hmm.
And then November rolled around, And that's when we started this podcast, and that's when we
Yes.
started our gym journey.
Yep. That's when that's when we started like our gym journey, and then the way we started was kind of like, okay, let's go into the gym every day, right? And we started going. I think it was like for 3 weeks, 2 weeks, like without tracking nothing, right? Like we were just
Right.
eating normally, eating out, just going to the gym, kind of getting into like a groove, and then
Yeah.
like now, like we got this momentum going, okay. And then one day I was literally, like we mentioned in another podcast, I'm not gonna
Yes.
go too much in detail, but it was like, okay, like we need to track.
Yeah.
Like if we want to look how we want to look, we started a podcast. We want to, be on social media. Then
Yeah.
we gotta look good,
Mhm.
right? In a sense.
Yeah.
So
And it's not even like a. Sorry to cut you off.
no, you're good.
It's not even like something where. Like, it's not that you and I care about what other people think of how we look. It's more so
No.
that we are a podcast. A podcast gives advice. A podcast talks on stuff that we care about. Or like we bring value to you, and it's like that fitness for us is something valuable.
Yes.
It's literally, like we said many times, it's the gateway drug to so many things in your
Yes.
life, whether you realize it or not. So it's like we did it for ourselves. We don't feel comfortable just like being comfortable and doing whatever. And also because we want to inspire those that also feel the same way. That, you know, you're not alone. Everybody and their mamas is going to have times where they don't like how they look, you know. So if we
Right.
can help you guys and inspire you guys to do that, like that's what we want to bring to you. Because it's not even, like I said, for me it's not even the physical. It's more so the emotional and the mental. Like you're just
Yeah.
stronger. And anything is possible.
Yeah. No. Yeah. For sure. And then this time around, I think kind of what changed for me personally is I've been waking up early every single day,
Yeah.
and that's helped me a lot with just being disciplined. You know,
Mhm.
like I don't feel like waking up. Like literally today, I woke up in the morning, and then I'm like, I don't feel like waking up because I only got like 5 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
And I woke up and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna take a 30-minute nap. But in my head, it's like, motherfucker, don't take a nap. No, that you gotta get up. You gotta fucking wash clothes. You gotta work on that shit.
Yeah.
You gotta get ready for the podcast. Gotta get ready for the gym. Start cooking.
Yeah.
Like there's so much shit that got ready. And I literally went to the restroom and took cause I didn't. Wow, it's too much information. I was gonna say I didn't take a shower last night, but I went into the restroom and I put the coldest water that I could, and I went in there and I was like screaming, ah. But you know,
I'm
like,
asleep.
yeah, well, she's asleep comfortably. But
Yeah, no,
it's just
sorry,
like it's just that like you start doing stuff like that, and then in your mind
Yes.
you have that little voice that's like, no, don't go back to sleep, get the fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
So no, yeah, I mean it's been a really
It's been a rewarding time.
Yeah,
It's almost
it's been
like even
rewarding.
though we saw the bad, you know, a lot of good came out of it.
Yeah,
Like
for
I
sure.
promise you, we came back so much stronger. And the other day I heard we were listening to his podcast, and I think he says something along the lines of like, when you want something, the universe like works against you, right?
oh yes,
But that's when
true.
you have to
Yes.
like literally just keep pushing and keep
Yeah.
working towards what you want to prove
yes.
to the universe and yourself how bad you want it, right?
Yeah. So basically, the whole concept is that, like, when you like you start a new journey, right,
Mm-hmm.
a business or something, the universe always tests you to see, okay, do you really want this?
Right.
Well, here's this test. Get through it. Keep going,
Yeah.
right? And that's just the whole lifetime thing that's always gonna keep happening. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
you want to go to the next level? Okay, get past this fucking impossible. That seems impossible shit. Get past that, and you're gonna be, there's no
Mhm.
limit to where you can
No.
go. So.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it's
And that's
been a
really what it
journey.
feels like. It's just so like, it's so relieving,
Yes.
at the end of the day, like, we're just working. I feel like I keep sounding like a broken record, but we went through something so traumatic. We really did. It was like a little
No, it
traumatic
was.
for me, especially me. But I'm really grateful for that, because had that not happened, I wouldn't have gotten stricter in every aspect of my life, even in the aspect of like I mentioned in a separate podcast, like calling my parents more. I got better at when I need to get up and go to work. I need to get up and go to work. It's not just like, let me be comfortable. Like, no, I need to do more and more and more every single day. We started our gym. We started a podcast. Like, we created new projects for us, and that helped us get disciplined, because we were so focused on like the gym that we didn't even realize it, but like now we do. That discipline also allowed us to give you more time to work on stuff that you need to get done for the restaurant. It allowed me to get better at like getting myself ready, because I was always Folonga vibes like every single day.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, like, all of those things that, like, I didn't realize when it happened, but when I flipped that switch, everything just started aligning.
Yeah.
Like you said, like, now, okay, I got my eating right, so I feel good. I got my time to go get ready. I got ready. I get time to go to the gym. I go to the gym. Then I start my work day. Then I film a podcast, and I feel awesome. It feels like I can breathe. Like, I'm just kind of, like, venting to you guys, saying something to you guys. And then I go about my day. I work. And, again, I eat. I take out my dogs. Like, it's just, like, my life almost feels, like, structured, you know?
Right.
And that's a good way to live. I'm
Yeah,
not saying
it is.
that. Like, I mentioned it differently. Like, every day is going to be something new. Even we try to be so perfect that when we say let's meet up at 7, maybe we meet up
Shit
at 8:30.
happens, yeah.
Literally, you know?
Life
But
happens.
as
You're
long
just
as you
trying to
get
be
the
as
core
perfect as
things,
possible.
right? As long as you get the core things done, like, you just do better the next day. But I'm just really grateful
Yeah.
for everything that happened, because I promise you, I feel like literally, like, 2023 is just going to be
Gonna be a good year.
super good year. Like, I
gonna be a good
genuinely
year.
feel that, because now we have the mentality and the drive to
Right.
push for more.
Yes.
Like, now we have these projects, but by completing the project of the restaurant, now it gives us more time to work on this project, and then from
Yes.
this project we can build something else and
Right.
start another project. So
Yeah, no, I mean,
I'm
the
excited.
possibilities is endless. And then also, forgot to mention this year, but I also started a mystery fitness box company,
Yep.
which is a balance box. I could leave it in the description or something.
yep,
And it's basically a fitness box that, you know, you subscribe to, and every month I'm going to send you, like, you know, fitness stuff, a protein bar, a jump rope, some shorts, a shirt.
right,
And I haven't really mentioned that much or put too
Yes.
much focus into it, because the new year is coming and I need to finish some projects for the restaurant.
right.
But for sure, it's gonna be a slow process, and I'm just gonna slowly work towards it, you know. And
Yes.
and it's, I have a lot of faith in it, and it's gonna work.
Exactly, and that's exactly my point. Like, because we've been able to take this big hit and build ourselves up again, it's allowed us to, like I always tell you, prioritize. You know, like, prioritize first things
Sure.
first is a business. Then it'll be this podcast because it's already started.
Yes.
Then it's gonna be your mystery box, because now that we got
Fitness.
like a good, fitness box, a mystery fitness box, subscription
Yes.
box.
Subscription box.
Now that we kind of have like a good roll with our podcast and the way we promote it, then we're gonna promote your business, and then we're gonna start something else. You know.
Yes.
So it's all a domino effect, but at the end of the day, it's about prioritizing, building your discipline for everything in your life. Even if you're not like gonna get into fitness, just try waking up early. Start that thing that you've been wanting to start. We already mentioned that before. You don't have to wait for the New Year's to start, but I genuinely mean that. Like, even if you want to post on TikTok, girl, just take out your phone and post on TikTok.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you want to simply get better at running, okay, wake up a little early and go run for a minute or two, like something light,
Yeah.
because you're gonna build it up. But I'm just trying to say, like, anything that you want, even if it's like, I want to get better at reading a book, okay, wake up a little earlier, read your book, or before you go to bed. If you can't wake up earlier, maybe you like work late or something, fine, but before you go to bed, like, read it for a little bit, kind of like annotate and like take notes and stuff. But like, it can be a broad perspective of what you want to start, but don't let the bigger things scare you or kind of push you away
Just
from
do it.
starting,
Like, just
because it's a lot simpler than you think,
Yes.
you know.
Yeah. And time passes by anyway, so the more you wait, the more time you
You're
just waste.
losing.
Like, just do it. But overall, I mean, this year has been really, really good. A lot of lessons learned. We fell down, but then got back up, and I feel like we got back up at a perfect time. You know, heading
Yes.
into 2023, and I feel the best I ever have. And hopefully, everybody can feel the same way. It's not too late. Start today. Like I always say, just start today. Don't think about it. Just start, right? And I mean, this year we've made some cool friends. You know, made a lot of cool friends. Had a lot of good memories.
Yes.
Spend a lot of time with good friends. It's been fun. It's been fun
It's been
overall.
fun.
Really,
It was challenging towards the end, but a really good year.
really fun. Right.
But I feel that in 2023 is going to be an even
2023,
better year.
Yes,
Can't
it
talk.
will.
But yes. So that leads us into our resolutions. So do you want to go first, or you want me to go first?
You go first. You say yours.
So for my New Year's resolution, it's kind of funny because I want to start new things, new projects. I want to work towards other new things that I want to start for myself and for us. But what I realized is that before I even do that, it's like the root of the issue here, of the belief, the brainstorming ideas. Like literally the root of it is I need to get organized. Okay, I've been disciplined. I've been doing what I need to do in the sense of like waking up at the time that I wake up, not at 4, but I wake up when I have to get a good time. I eat, I go to work out, I go to work, I do all these things, right? But I need to get organized better with having a planner. You always get on my ass about it, but it's true.
Yes, it's important.
It is important, especially because of the challenging moments. I did come to realize that I do need something that tells me like, okay, in 5 days, the water bill is due. In 5 days, the truck payment is due. Because those things, it helps me see what's coming, right? And I feel that for the most time, I've been having things on auto pay and things like that. And it is helpful because sometimes I'm chilling, but it's good as a reminder to be like, hey, make sure you check this before this happens, right? Because I can just sit there comfortably and then that runs up on me and then I'm like, oh my God, I forgot. Yeah. Or simply that, like, I always say, like, I get my planner out and I'll, like, sit there on day 1. I'm like, okay, I know I need to do this. But then I go to the dentist and they're like, okay, your next appointment is this time. And then I'm like, I leave and I forget. Yeah. I forget. Yeah. And then I'm like, oh, you missed your appointment. I'm like, oh. Yeah. So those are the things, like, just the little things are like, okay, I need to buy new tires. Let me make it a priority to go on my planner and say, okay, this is the day I'm going to look at them or I'm going to save it until this day. Like something, you know what I mean? Like, I know that I'm very good at, like, keeping everything balanced, but I need to be better at looking at the micro details so that I can be even better. Because if I want to start my new projects, I need to get organized in the sense of prioritizing what needs to get done first before I do that. Because I want everything. I want the whole cake, and I need to take it just slow, a bite by bite. Yeah. But yes, and the other thing is spending more time with our families. You know, a lot of things have happened this year in our personal lives that, you know, we don't want to put out there. But with my family, you know, a lot of us are living in different places now. So I do want to make it a priority to kind of see them more often. We usually do a lot of trips with, like, our friends and stuff. And it's cool. I'm not saying I won't do that anymore. But I do want to also make it the same priority to be like, let me go, you know, plan a vacation with my family. Yeah. And same with yours, because, again, some personal things happened in your own life and your mom and everything. So we also want to aprovechar the time that we have, you know, and spend time with your mom and your siblings and your uncle and everybody. So that's one thing that I think that was like mine, but it's also ours. Like, that's our, as a couple, like, that's our resolution for the new year. Like, we spend more time with our families.
Yeah, no, for sure. And that's actually kind of leads into what mine is. Because basically, for mine is really, really simple because, like you said, like, it's important to start the resolutions before. Yeah. So I feel like I've already worked up on them where I can't, like, in New Year's, I'm not going to be like, I want to like, I already know what I want to do next year. Yes. So, like, that's why I said that we're at a good point because I'm ready to just attack, you know, the new year. So, but basically, you know, it's just like a shout out to another podcast, Bedros Koulian. It's a really good podcast. You guys should check it out. But basically, just the 4 fundamentals, you know, like your fitness, you know, your well-being, focus on your family and your business. Yeah. That's my 4 resolutions for next year. Just with those, all those 4 is like little branches, right? Yeah. That I can mention. But just focusing on those 4 and prioritizing them. Yes. Right. That's my resolution. Just going 100% with that and don't stop. That's my resolution.
I like that. And you're right. Like, you kind of already started that. So I guess you're just wanting to push it times 2.
Push it more.
But that's good. That's good. More. It's a good mindset to have. Yeah. But yes. And so finally.
Yes.
Our predictions.
Scary.
Yeah. So one thing about me, and maybe it's wrong, but I do want to be super blunt and honest. You know, I'm not going to sit here and put it on the face because I don't know anything. But when it comes to the news, when it comes to the market, when it comes to the economy, all these things, I honestly don't really look into that stuff. I don't really look at what's going on. Maybe it's a bad thing, but I just, honestly, I'm such a big person that I've always told you, like, for me, if it's not affecting my inner circle, like my family, my friends, the people close to me, the things that I love, truly, I really don't care. Like, politics, I don't care. When it comes to, like, sports and everything like that, obviously, like, it's different. Like, I care about my sports team, but I'm not so into it where I'm like, oh, this and this.
Or following them every time.
Yeah, I really don't. I don't look at it like that.
Well, quick fact, I mean, if you think about it, it does affect everything that happens.
That's what I'm saying. Like, gas, it does affect
food price.
That's what I was going to say next. Like, even though all of those things affect it, I'm still not a big person that
Right.
dwells on it because, like, I
'Cause
saw
it's
this
not in the front of
meme.
your door.
I saw this meme that was like, even if the gas is $5, I'm not gonna just sit there and not pay gas. Literally, like, I'm gonna pay
Right.
gas. Like, I know it sucks, but it's like, what am I supposed to do?
Right.
But that's what I'm trying to say. Like, I don't take the extra mile to like go and inform myself of why it's going up or
Right.
what is going on. I
Mhm.
don't care. Truly,
Yeah.
sorry. It's probably bad, but that's why I have you, because you tell me
Yeah.
stuff and I'm like, oh, what? I'm like, really?
So I actually have a fun fact. Not fun. It's kind of scary.
Oh,
But let's get right into it. So I want you to take out your phone. You have your phone?
I do have my phone.
It's
No,
gonna
it's
blow
right
your
there.
mind.
Oh, nah.
Wait.
Don't scare me now.
So since we're here talking about predictions, right, for
Yes.
2023, this is a prediction for like the U.S. I did my research on this, and I kind of been knowing about this
Mhm.
stuff, and it's kind of trippy if you think about it. Okay, so usually the U.S. has four foldings. Okay,
What
you're
is
in
that?
history class today.
Okay, good.
Is four foldings. So basically, it's a period of 20 years. We go through a cycle, right? So it's like the span of a human, 80 years is what typically a human lives to, right? Like
Okay.
around 80
Did
years.
not know that.
So that's like every 80 years is the end of a new, like how do you say it? It's like a new
Age,
stage
new
and
era.
new era, like
Okay.
new beginnings, right?
Mhm.
So then there's always this cycle of every 20 years. I don't know really the depth in that, but every 20 years, like something happens, and it not always happens. It's a scary thing. For the past like 3 foldings, which I'm gonna date back, okay?
Okay.
But every time there's a folding, so like you're 20, something happens, and it always happens. You're 40, something happens, and it always happens. You're 60.
Is it always
happens.
the same thing?
It's always like the same thing in different type of forms, but the same thing.
Oh,
right.
God.
So, for example, right now we are starting a new fold.
Okay.
So 80 years. 2023 is the start of a new 80 years, right? So
Oh.
that's the fourth fold. So after 2023, 24, it's going to be the first fold, and it's going to like restart, right? According to this
Yes.
theory, that's been pretty accurate. So now I wanted to take out your phone, okay?
Okay.
So do the year 2023. It's pretty trippy.
You're scaring me. Okay, hold on. Just look up 2023.
Just on your calculator.
Oh.
On calculator.
I'm sorry. Okay,
Year 2023. Yes. Okay. Do minus 80 and see what year is it. Tell the people what year is it.
1943.
1943. What was going on during 1943? Do you remember? If you don't know, it's okay. You don't expect you to know.
Was it a war?
Yes. So just.
And then?
But do you know which war
No.
was happening? Okay, so World War II was like during World War II,
Damn.
right?
Mm-hmm.
That's when Pearl Harbor got attacked. We got into war with Germany. Yeah, World War II. Now do minus 80 years from that.
1863.
1863. What year? What war was that? The Civil War. The Civil War was going on.
Jorge.
Okay. So then do 80 years minus that.
1783.
1783, which was the American Revolution.
Oh, shit.
So it's crazy how, I don't know why, but for the
Yes.
past 80 years, every fold, something big happens. And it's always, the reason why they say it happens is because in between those 80 years, it's good times, right? Like a
Mhm.
war happens, okay, economy picks up, the U.S. is going strong, and people start, getting comfortable,
Yeah.
That's when you see the rise of like all this new stuff going on in the U.S. Like the whole how do you say? I don't want to offend nobody, right? But like we're just pretty blunt in this
Mhm.
podcast, so like just the start of like new things, like new things you see around in the world that like doesn't align, just weakness,
Mm-hmm.
like man not being men no more, and like stuff like that. So usually when periods like that happen, the inflation going up, and you hear like rumors of like wars happening and everything, and usually when that like it always corresponds, and every time that happens, like something happens, and it's sad because it has to happen in order for the U.S. to like kind of take a step back.
Yeah.
And okay, no, this is not it. We have to keep going,
Mhm.
the right direction. So who knows, right? Like, who knows? It could have been like the war in Ukraine that just happened, right?
Mhm.
But we don't know to what scale it's gonna escalate to, right? Like we don't know what's gonna happen, and then we also have China, right, which is our worst enemy. They hate us.
Yeah.
They hate us, and they want to take over a little island called Taiwan, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to. It's the matter of fact of when it's gonna happen, but they're going to. Like, it's in their plan. Like, they follow, like, they have like this timeline. Like, by this year, we're gonna be on top of the world. Like, they literally have like a timeline of when they want to do stuff. And Taiwan is like, before getting to that point, it's like we have to do that. So that's why I'm saying, like, it's kind of weird, and who knows? Like, I'm really hopeful for the future, but
yes,
usually the fourth fold, something big happens. So let's just, that's why just enjoy every moment you have and see what
that's
happens.
scary, because that's the first thing that I thought of. Obviously, when you're mentioning that, like, I'm thinking about the whole Ukraine and that fight right now.
Oh yeah.
With Russia.
Yeah.
So it's like.
Yeah. So just, I mean, you can search it up on YouTube. I kind of just talked a little bit over it, but if you put the fourth folding is coming, like it talks about in this 2023, the fourth folding.
Hopefully not.
So
hopefully we can
see.
change that theory.
Hopefully. But yeah, usually when you start hearing crazy shit going on in the world, like war-wise, and then just, the U.S. going against each other, like social groups, like going against each other, like hating each other.
Yeah.
Usually it's to a point where it like pops, and then like something big has to happen for us to reunite again. For example, like 9/11, right?
Yeah.
Like when after 9/11, everybody was patriotic, USA, right?
Yeah.
But then that starts fading, and then again we start forming these little groups, and we hate each other, and the Republicans, the Democrats, and it's just a lot of hate, and then again to the point where a bubble has to burst, and then for something huge to happen for us to realize, okay, USA, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is kind of sad, but it's kind of how it is. Like we don't recognize how good we have it here, and how good of an opportunity we have here in the U.S. until something big happens. So in a way, it's good, for people to realize that it's not all sunshine and rainbows.
Yeah.
Like what were the fundamentals that the U.S. was built on? You know what I mean? It's good to always go back and look at it. But yeah, that's just true. A quick fact.
Nice.
Yeah, just to inform people.
Well, I like that because you inform me. Yeah, I always tell you I don't look into that stuff, but I'm sure somebody out there listening to him probably like, damn, or like,
Probably.
But no, that's scary, but it's true. It's like everything, no, like it's just sad, but it is the way it is, and I don't think that that's correct. But like for me, that's why I kind of personally decide to stay out of it, because like you said, like for me, humans are humans. Everyone that's here is blessed to be here, so let's just move along. You know what I mean? Let's just care for that and don't dwell on everything else. Right. But some, that's true. Yeah. But
and just stay woke, like do your research, like because there's just a lot of fishy things, that politicians say, and you dig deep into them, and like it's not correlates to what they say, like like it's just
do you think that they say stuff just to side with, like?
Well, it's just like there's this theory, right? And it's true, but basically politicians, they're just puppets, being moved around. The real people with power are the billionaires, the big tech companies, the Elon Musk, the Jeff Bezos. Those people with money, those are what move the country, because with politicians, they move with their money. Who funds their campaigns? Not them, right? And then it's also, if you think about it, over the course of the year, every president that's been president, their salary before that was like, they're politicians, right? They went to college and did all that bullshit. So they, I don't know, maybe successful ones like $400,000 a year, $500,000, right? But after they get out as president, their net worth goes up like 10 times. Damn. 100 million, 200 million. Why? You just have to question everything. Yeah. Right? Like, why is it like? Because the salary for a president's only $400,000 a year. I don't know if you knew that or not. And then when they get out, their net worth is like $200,000. Why? Because they have insight of a lot of things. You know what I mean? That's going on around the world. Right? So like they know what to trade, they know what to invest in, they know because they see everything, and they put laws that benefit them, their family. That's why you just have to stay woke. That's why you just have to stay woke.
And that's exactly why.
And it's the same shit with Obama, great president, whatever, boom, boom, boom. But same shit. He came in, he wasn't that rich.
Yeah.
He made good money, but when he got out, he started making good money. You know, like, so he's like set for life. So it's just everybody looks after themselves.
Right.
You know, and it's kind of why a lot of people like Trump, because he's already a billionaire.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like coming in there. He doesn't have to. He can be out in Paris, vacationing, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he decided to come in, actually lose money, and like try to move forward, you know, which is why a lot of people hated him. But I feel like now they're starting to realize like we need a leader to like man up. Like, okay, this is where I'm gonna take the country. Like, no puppet. We don't need another puppet.
No.
But
and
yeah, that's what I had to say.
That's why I like listening to you. Because when I hear other people talk about it, like, yes, it's interesting, but I feel like you make it easier for me to understand.
Mm-hmm. But yeah,
but I like that. I like that. Spreading some knowledge to those.
Some knowledge. Stay woke. Stay woke. It's not what it seems. And everything that you question everything.
Yeah.
Right. So.
Yeah. Well, I think that was a great episode, and I'm excited to go into 2023. A lot of things are looking up. Like I told you guys, like I treat you guys as if you were my, like I was saying, Jorge, like I wanted to talk to this podcast if we were giving advice to one of our siblings, one of our friends.
Yeah.
You know, we can only speak on our experience. We're not 30, we're not 25, but we're young and we have a lot of knowledge to share for the age that we're at. So we want to spread that knowledge, you know, and kind of show you guys, or even just kind of give you guys insight of what we go through so that it's relatable, you know?
Yep.
Everybody goes through shit. Like, even us that we're starting this project, don't think it's like sunshine and rainbows. We have our bad days, you know?
And it sucks kind of with the podcast because it doesn't suck. I love doing it, but sometimes you look at how many views you got. You know, we're just starting. And it's like, damn, like, really? Like,
it's okay, but exactly it's okay. My point. 2023 is coming up. We have 365 days to see a difference. Right. You have to see a difference. And we're going to see a difference. That's what we're pushing for. Ain't that right? Yes. Like, yeah, fist bump. But no. All right, guys. But thank you for tuning in. Last One Nos Vamos podcast. Episode 12. We'll see you guys on Tuesday for episode 13.
Next year.
Yes. That's crazy. And we're also going to be talking about fitness. We want to give you guys like a guide almost. Like if we were sitting in front of you, we're not trainers. We don't get certified in this stuff, but we know what helps us. And you've done enough research for me to understand. And it works. It's like valid research.
It's like 4 years of research if you think about it. This is like searching up, thinking, doing, trying. Yeah.
So we do want to lay out for you guys, like if you guys want to get into fitness and you, trust me, it's so confusing when you go on videos. Yeah. We want to make it as simple as this is how you need to track what you're eating. This is how you need to work out, or what workouts will help you see the bigger differences. And then kind of talk a little bit about like loving yourself and trusting the process, you know?
Yep,
but yeah, guys, so we'll see you guys on Tuesday. Have a great weekend. Enjoy your Fridays. Bye.
Bye.